Hi, everyone. Thanks for this episode of Nick Egan Times. On this episode, we have a tremendous guest. We have the extraordinary women's international tennis superstar and entrepreneur, Donna Vekić. Donna is an Olympic silver medalist winner at the most recent 2024 Paris Olympic Games and the first Croatian woman to reach an Olympic singles final. Donna is a multi-time WTA champion, and Donna's not only made standout runs at all four Grand Slams, but Donna has had an incredibly consistent run at all of them. Donna has also most recently achieved her highest world ranking earlier in the year. Welcome to the multi-talented Donna, and thanks for coming on the podcast.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right. Firstly, congratulations on winning a silver medal last year at the Olympics. It's incredible, what you achieved. Tell me about that experience, what it was like, and obviously the run to going into the final.
It was the most crazy week of my life, especially because it was following the Wimbledon semifinals. I was completely exhausted. I spent a couple of days in Croatia, and I didn't even, physically, I was really struggling. I had some pain in my arm, and I got sick, and I was even questioning whether I should go to the Olympics. But after when I was in Croatia, everyone was watching me play Wimbledon, and then the first thing they would say to me, "Oh, what an amazing tournament you had! So sorry about the match because I lost a crazy match in the semifinals. I lost 7-6 in the third. It was completely heartbreaking, and I was trying to forget about it, but everywhere I went, people kept reminding me of it. And then the next question would be like, "Oh, are you ready for the Olympics? What are your expectations?" And I was like, "Oh God." First they asked me about the semifinals, and then they're asking me about Olympics, and I'm not sure I even am gonna go. But that kind of motivated me because it showed me how much people were watching tennis, watching me, supporting me, and that really gave me a lot of energy to go there. And then the atmosphere in Paris and the Olympic Village was absolutely insane, and I really enjoyed it. And staying in the house, Croatian house, with all the other athletes from different sports, it was very very inspiring, and that definitely gave me a lot of motivation and a lot of energy.
Incredible. It's amazing. All right. Tell me, take us back. Growing up in Croatia, how did you get into tennis? How did that all transpire? And then obviously further to that, going professional, I guess, on that journey as well.
It was actually very random for me to start playing tennis. I did gymnastics for 2 years when I was 4 years old. I absolutely loved it, but then they were like, "Oh, you're gonna be too tall," which, I mean, at the age of 6, you're not thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be a professional gymnast." You're like, "I'm just enjoying wearing the cute outfits and jumping around." And I was like, "Okay, fine." And then I just randomly joined a tennis club and started going to tennis school, and I loved it from day one because I was so competitive, and there I had a chance to play against other kids.
Amazing. You've obviously played in so many tournaments. What has been one that really stands out for you? And I guess not just if you've won it or whatever the match is, just what actually like just you go, wow, that was a pinch me moment, or that was something that was just so amazing.
I mean, yeah, like you said, I've been on the professional tour for 13 years now, so it's tough to pinpoint one, but Wimbledon has always been my favorite my favorite tournament. And there was a couple of matches like years ago. I think it was maybe 2017. I beat Sloane Stevens in first round on court one, and that was a crazy match. Then last year in Wimbledon, when I reached the quarterfinals for the first time, I played against Paula Badosa, and the match lasted a whole day. Literally, we started at 11, we finished at 7:30 p.m. We had like 4 or 5 rain delays. It was so stressful. It was a crazy match, but after that, I was like, wait, hold on, I'm in the last day of my favorite ever tournament. So that was pretty great.
Cool. And how has tennis evolved since you turned professional a while back to where you are now? How has the game, and I guess just generally speaking, how has tennis evolved?
It's on a completely different level now, physically. When I started years ago, um, I remember after I had my knee surgery, and then when I was coming back, I wasn't I wasn't at the level. I was very far off the level that I was before my surgery, and everyone kept improving, and I hated tennis in that moment because on court I was so far off it, and watching tennis on TV was so depressing because it felt like they were so far ahead of me, and that's when I was thinking, will I ever get back to to that level? But thankfully I managed not only to get back but to improve a lot.
Awesome. And tell me about your brand, Donna. I was looking it up, researching it. It's amazing. Tell me about how that all started and initiated.
You mean DNA, the
Yeah,
candles?
yeah. Donna. I was surprised if it was Donna or DNNA. So yeah.
Yeah, so this actually started while I came up with the idea while I was injured. Oh, during my recovery and rehab from my surgery, I'm obsessed with candles, and everywhere I would go, I would just buy a candle, and then my fitness coach was like, "Oh wait, hold on, why don't you just make your own brand of candles?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea." So I started throwing some ideas around, and we decided with my family that we're gonna make a really high quality luxury brand, and we use 100% beeswax, so it's actually cleaning the air, it purifies the air. A lot of these not a lot, most of the candles, they are using paraffin, which is actually unhealthy for you, unhealthy for the animals, but people don't really know this. And I understand that everyone is taking care about the food now, the skin, the products they use on their skin, but no one is really actually putting any thought into the candles. So I was like, no, this has to be at the highest level, and the design is pretty cool.
Great. What inspires you daily? What motivates you?
Oh, yeah, I think every day is maybe has to be something different because it's not easy. It's not easy every day to get up, to go to training, to come back, and we don't spend a lot of time at home. We are traveling so much. Every week we're in a different place, and it's just basically living out of a suitcase. But what inspires me is, and what motivates me is I want to win a Grand Slam. It's been my career dream, and actually last year it was because it was the Olympic dream. My biggest goal was the Olympics, and my goal wasn't to win a medal in singles. My goal, I was going for mixed doubles because I thought there's no way I'm going to win a medal on clay. So my goal was mixed doubles, and because we have amazing doubles players in Croatia, so that was in the end. I didn't even end up playing mixed doubles because I was so tired from my singles matches. But that was one of the big checks of my career, and now it feels like even if I don't ever win anything, I've made it. I've done enough. But since the Olympics, what's been great to see is how many kids I've inspired to play tennis, and that's something that makes me really proud.
Yeah, I saw back in your home country, you've actually opened tennis courts.
Yeah, in my hometown Osijek, so far we built three public courts which are completely free to use, and this year we're going to make the fourth one, and it's kind of based on the Grand Slams. So first we made Wimbledon grass court, then we did Roland Garros, it was a clay court. Last year we opened US Open, and this year Australian Open. So it's going to be the first city in the world with four different courts based on Grand Slams, and that are completely free to use. And they're full 97% of the time, I have to say, and that's just amazing.
That is amazing. Incredible work. When you look back and it's all said and done, what would you like your legacy to be?
Uh, I would like I would like for me to know that I've done the best that I could, and that I've inspired kids to start playing tennis, to start doing sport. I've never actually thought really about this. That's I hope that's still a long way, a long way to go. But yeah, just to inspire people to to be active, to live a healthy life.
Yeah, amazing. For the younger generation, the young Donna coming through, what advice would you give her? Or them, should I say?
to have a little, to have patience and to trust the process, to try to enjoy, even nowadays I tell myself, just enjoy it a little bit more, because you get lost in it, you get lost in the everyday stress, and you're like running here, running there, and you forgot to take a moment to calm down and just enjoy where you are. Because if someone told this to young Donna 20 years ago, this is going to be your life, I bet she would be thrilled. So I think now I just need to stop for a bit and try to enjoy it, and remember how hard I worked to be here and everything that I sacrificed to be here, and just enjoy it. But to my younger self, to be like, okay, it's gonna come, it's gonna take time, but just believe in yourself more. That's what I would tell myself.
Incredible advice. And what was the best advice you ever received? It could be from a mentor or anyone that just gave you advice, obviously maybe when you were younger coming through.
I think the best advice for anything in life is just to never give up. I've always been a fighter, and that's one of my biggest strengths on court. I never give up, and sometimes it's not easy. Also, when I was coming back from my injury, I thought about, no, there's no way I can keep doing this. But then it's not all. You cannot always push yourself. I've been lucky. I have great family. I have great support system. I always had good team around me that was helping me in the tough times, and that was really helpful. So never give up. Surround yourself with good people and have fun.
And looking back from where you are now to where you started, how do you think you've matured? And how do you even more than that? How do you handle pressure now as opposed to maybe when you first started or you're coming through? It might have been a little bit more difficult without the experience.
I thought that this would get easier with age, but actually it doesn't. It only gets worse. I thought that after winning a medal last year, I was like, phew, now I'm gonna play pressure free. I'm what nerves? I'm gonna enjoy it so much. And then I remember going out on court in New York in US Open, and I was more nervous than ever. And I was like, oh no, what is this? we're back to square one. And just I think nerves are important because it shows that you care. There's some tournaments, some matches where I'm not nervous, but it's just because I don't really care as much, and that's never a good sign. It's never it's not, doesn't it never ends well. So I think it's just learning how to play with the nerves and learning how to play with the pressure. It's important, but you just have to accept that it will always be there and that it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's great. What what's your favorite part of tennis? What do you love the most about tennis?
Competing. I definitely hate losing more than I love winning, but it's just, competing, the fight, the those really tight matches that you end up winning, and that's very satisfying. That's where you see all the hard work pays off.
Cool. And what's the biggest lesson tennis has taught you?
What's the biggest lesson tennis has taught me? Hmm. That you probably that you cannot force anything, that no matter how much you want it, if it's not meant to be, it's, in that moment it's just not meant to be. But if you keep working hard and keep doing the right things, eventually it will come.
Cool. And obviously you're always traveling and you live a busy lifestyle. What do you like to do on your downtime?
My favorite thing is when I'm where I can be somewhere by the beach, where I can relax and do nothing, have a nice dinner with my friends. When I can, you know, do some shopping. I have to admit, I'm a little bit of a shopaholic. But yeah, just for me, it's just important to be with around good people, good friends, family, and that's what resets me the best.
Right. And where's your favorite place you've traveled? You've obviously been all over the world. Where's your place, your favorite or go-to place where you're like, I'm excited to go here. I'm happy.
I have to say during summer, it has to be Croatia. The islands we have are absolutely amazing, but then in the off season, when it's like November, you cannot really go to the islands in Croatia, then I love to go to Maldives.
Cool. And what's the least part of tennis you hate? Is it the media? Is it the scrutiny or the pressure that might come with that? What is the least thing that you dislike about tennis?
What I least dislike.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do I least dislike?
Oh, like if there was a part of anything with tennis, like the traveling or anything to be
The
with the
least
professionals.
okay, what and that is like what I most dislike. What I most
Yeah,
dislike
yeah.
is packing.
Sure.
I hate packing. I mean, we're living out of a suitcase almost the whole year, but every time I have to leave home to go to a tournament, it's like for 2 days I'm in a bad mood because I have to pack. And it's just, yeah, it's always thinking, oh, what am I gonna wear? And then when you've been, for example, at slams for like 2 weeks and you've kind of unpacked or your room is a mess and you just when you lose, you just want to go home as soon as
Mhm.
possible, but it takes a while.
Yeah, I could imagine. If you were 18 and you could go back, and it could be personally or professionally and change anything, what would you change?
Can you say that again? I didn't hear.
If you were 18 again and you could go back and change anything, it could be personally or professionally, what would you change?
What would I change? Mm, Probably wouldn't be so blonde. I was just coloring my hair vigorously every like 3 to 4 weeks, and I was just so blonde and yellow. And now that I look back, I'm like, what were you thinking? But no, I'm joking. That's definitely one thing. But I don't think I would change anything. Throughout my not just my career but my life, I was always doing the things that I thought were best in the moment. And when you do things like that, then you cannot really have any regrets because even if it maybe wasn't the best thing at the time, you thought it was the best thing at the time. And what more can you do?
Yeah, incredible. Donna, thank you for coming on the podcast. I do appreciate it. It's amazing everything you've done, your trajectory. I think you're going to smash it this year, and hopefully, obviously, you win a slam later in the year. So, yeah, thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.